Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 11 November 2021, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel from the new studio for the Apostle P knife sale. I think the lighting might be a little better. You guys will tell me if it's not. So we're just going to have to see how this goes. I think I got a little better layout. I'll be less clumsy as I parade the cutlery before you. But, you know, it could get ugly because it's the first time I've ever shot one in this setting. So, here we go. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. Before you participate as a buyer, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I will post them on the screen here in just a moment. They're also going to be reprinted in the description underneath this video. Also in the description above the terms of the sale will be 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first to my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. It's a good watch if you're new to this weekly event. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you are interested in using this weekly sale to off some of your collection, you might want to give that a watch. It explains how it all works from the consignor's perspective. And for those of you who don't know, almost all the knives you see every Thursday night are consignments. They are not mine. The third link in your description is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So you will see those 3 links in the description, and then the terms of the sale. Below all that will be the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps to the video on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll usually see 2 numbers. The one on the left is the as shown price for a knife. The second one on the right is as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service. There will be no next day sharpening this week because I got myself a little behind on the sharpening calendar during the move, so I'll need to make up some ground on Friday. So it'll be about 4 weeks before your sharpened knife ships if you buy it that way. That backlog should be getting whittled down now that I'm settled and back to the grindstone. I think that's about it for housekeeping. I'll get the terms up on the screen for you and then be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? We have a long way to go before we sleep tonight. We're going to start it off with 6, count them, 6 leftovers from last week, all of which are going to be extreme bargains for you holiday shoppers. Leading it off, a rare 3rd week appearance. Please show this knife some mercy, guys. From Bastinelli Creations, Tactical Art, an Italian knife company. At least this particular one manufactured by Fox Knives in Maniago, Italy. I won't go on at length about this because you've seen it twice already. This is the Bastinelli Picolomako, a pretty cute little ringtail fixed blade in an extremely well-made Kydex sheath with a rubber snapping belt loop. Inside the sheath, you get that little beauty. A bit of an upswept trailing point with a healthy thumb ramp. I'm not sure, is this a blade stopping hook? I imagine it could be. It is adorned with some beautiful black canvas micarta removable scales. It is a tumbled PVD finish. N690CO is your blade steel. 3 1/8 inches of blade length. 4 1/2 of handle. It is near mint to like new. In box with Kydex. And let's see. These are available currently from your favorite web retailer for $200. We started this one out 2 weeks ago at $150, dropped it to $130 that first weekend, didn't sell. Ran it last week for $120, dropped it to $110 on the weekend, didn't sell. This week, a basically like new in-box knife for $95. That's less than half of its web retail price. $115 if you'd like it sharpened. Please take this one off my hands. Please. It's a beautiful little ringtail. The Bastinelli Picolomako. Next up, speaking of Fox knives, we have a Fox knife made by Fox and branded as Fox. This is, well, it's hard to read because somebody put an inventory sticker over the label. But it is the Fox Elite folder, a very Euro design. Smooth white bone covers on this one. It's the Fox Elite folder. I believe these bolsters to be stainless steel with a beautiful satin finish. It is a pinch open knife on washers, stainless steel liner lock mechanism, rock solid lockup, silky smooth action, perfect blade centering. Kind of reminds me of a Laguiole in profile, but with sort of a modern mechanism. Blade steel on this is N690CO by Boker. I've got it all fingerprinted up. Blade length 3 inches, handle 3 7/8. What an elegant little package. You don't get in a hurry when you use this. You just do it elegantly. So let's see. It is like new in the box. Web pricing on these brand new is $125 from your favorite retailer. We ran it last week for $90. Didn't sell. We dropped it to $75 on Saturday. Still here. This week, $60. Again, less than half price. A like new in-box knife. $80 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Fox Elite folder. Next up, one from Boker Plus. This would be the Taiwan-produced family of Boker knives. Inside the box comes the Boker Burnley Kwaiken TI. So the scales on this beauty are titanium. Still a stainless steel liner lock knife. I love the Kwaiken profile with the blade completely buried in the handle when closed. So, what do we got? Well, you got better flipping action than that, because it's on IKBS. A little bit of a soft detamp, but that was mostly my fault. Stonewashed VG10 is your blade steel. Blade length is 3 1/2 inches. Handle length is 4 13/16. Rock solid lockup. There is your engagement. Blade centering down the middle. Flipping action. Excellent. Condition on this one is near mint in box. Web pricing on these brand new, and they are currently available. $172 at your favorite retailer. We ran this one last week for $135, got no takers, dropped it to $115 on Saturday. Still here. This is the titanium version, guys. How about this week? $100 shipped priority mail, all in, no tax, no shipping to pay. $120 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Boker Plus Burnley Kwaiken TI. Next up, another one from Boker. The Plus variety, Taiwan produced. This one designed by Jesper Voxnes. Oh, there's no knife in the box. There is a paracord lanyard. There is a Right Smart I think that might be Kydex. It might be molded. It's molded. Belt clip, configurable as you wish for a variety of belt widths. Inside the box comes this beauty. There is a Kydex sheath. The knife is the Boker Plus Vox designed Bob, B-O-B. A stubby, fat thing. 7 millimeters of stock thickness. Blade length, 3 3/4 inches. Handle length, 4 inches. Kind of a tan or a natural finish linen micarta with some red liners. Really nice in the hand. I mean, lots of presence. Very, very usable ergonomics. Kind of a hand rub satin, I think. Very nicely made. Very nicely indeed. And a pretty thin dimension behind the edge for such fat stock. Cool knife, I'd say. Let's see. We'll call it like new in the box. Web pricing at your favorite online knife store, $164-ish. We ran it last week for $135, no takers. Dropped it to $115 on Saturday. Still here, your price, $95, guys. All in, shipped, priority mail on the Boker Plus Bob. $115 with an ApostleP edge. That, I think, is a deal. And next up, I was communicating with the seller today about dropping this price, and I said to him, as we were discussing the SOG Pentagon XR, I said, you know, it's kind of too bad, because when it comes to folders, SOG has been producing so much garbage in the last 10 years that when they finally do something right, I think we might be missing it, and this Pentagon XR would be the example. What do we got here, guys? We have a G10 handle with some nested stainless steel liners, tip up, ambidextrous, deep-ish carry clip, a blade that can be opened with thumb studs or a flipper on ball bearings using their interpretation of the Benchmade, now patent expired Axis lock. They call it the XR lock. Deploys beautifully, locks up rock solid, great handle ergos, beautiful spear point blade. I mean, just top to bottom, a solid knife. Blade steel is cryo heat treated CTS XHP. Blade length 3 9/16. Handle length is 4 3/4. Rock solid lockup. I'm calling the centering very close on this one. I think it favors the right ever so slightly as you're looking at it. I mean, it's just a nice package. Firm detent. It is like new in the box, and I love how just the very tip of that top edge is sharp and the rest is a false edge. Cool knife. Nice full-length fuller at the mid-spine. What's not to like? It's like new in the box. Web price at your favorite retailer, $175. I ran this last week at $135, got no takers. And I thought that was kind of low because it was an SOG. We dropped it on Saturday to $110. I thought, surely that'll trigger somebody. Not. Your price this week, $95, guys. $115 with an ApostleP edge. That is a buy. The SOG Pentagon XR. Next up, our lone Medford remaining from last week. We had 3 of them. This one is left. Now this is a Medford Micro Praetorian, but it's going to come in a box that belongs to a Genesis T. So it's the wrong box, but you get lots of goodies. You get inner wrap, tan box stuff inside, you know, everything that came with a Genesis T. Anyway, we've got a Micro Praetorian with coyote tan, G10 scale, tumbled titanium frame on the frame lock side, a tumble over satin D2 blade, blade length on the micros 2 3/4, handle is 3 15/16. You got a backspacer out of titanium that is an impact device. We have a carburized, non-inserted but perfect titanium frame lock, rock solid, early lockup, no stick, perfect centering, perfect Medford action. Condition is near mint, wrong box. These are out of stock in the D2 configuration. When they were in stock, they were $600. We ran this last week at $450, got no takers, dropped it to $420 on Saturday. This week, it starts with a $395 as shown for the Micro Praetorian, $415 with an Apostle P edge. That, I think, is a buy. Now, on to the fresh stuff. Oh, this is a yummy one. From Cold Steel. It is the Holdout 2, the 4-inch bladed Holdout variant with the aggressively textured black G10, reversible tip-up pocket clip, left or right hand carry, spear point blade, 4 inches in length, Aus 8 steel, wearing the glint of an Apostle P edge. I sharpened this for this consignor some time ago, and the edge is apparently virginal, still laser-like. So you got a 4-inch blade, you got a 5 1/8 handle, Demco triad lock. I have beautiful free dropping action. I got perfect blade centering, or yeah, we'll call it perfect. Better action than that. Got to move forward. There we go. Condition's going to be near mint in box. The only thing keeping me from calling it like new really is that it has a way better than factory edge. Okay. I believe the 4-inch model is discontinued. They last ran it out of S35VN. Even those are gone. You can buy 3-inch ones. You can buy 6 inches ones. But the 4-inch Holdout gone. I think that makes this a little bit collectible. With my edge on it, shipped priority mail, $80 on the Cold Steel Holdout 2 TAP for the Apostle P edge. Next up, oh my, from Tops Knives, in a kind of dilapidated box, I must say. Let's see, is there anything in that thing? Oh, there's a little blue card, Tops card, you know, like that. And there's also a knife in there. In this gorgeous hunk of leather that frankly has taken its toll, we have the Tops Wild Pig Hunter. It is a purpose-built pig sticker extraordinaire. Looks like we've got, I don't know if that's 3/16 stock, maybe a little thicker, a milled fuller, because you got to have a big trough to let all that pig blood flow. 1095 blade. They call this a blackwash finish. It kind of looks like bluing to me, and the leather has caused some rust spots. But why not stab a pig with a rusty knife? It's not like he's ever going to get tetanus after you stick him, right? Blade length is 8 inches. Handle length is 5. Handle material appears to be a dark OD canvas micarta with kind of an anso milling pattern. Liners are, I think, orange. In the hand, it'll work. If you're stabbing a pig, I think it will work just fine with that self-guard. So it's basically an unused knife with a little sheath rust. I don't know how well that would clean off. Don't know. I'd probably give it a little sand, re-blue it, call it good. Anyway, the Wild Pig Hunter is available online brand new at a variety of retailers for $163. This one, new with an asterisk, right? It's an unused knife with some rust spots on it for, you ready? $75 shipped priority mail. $105 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Tops Wild Pig Hunter. Next up, off to Oregon City. we have a Benchmade offering. This is the 4400-1 Casbah, one of the newer Benchmade, shall we say, lower priced automatic knives. The Casbah comes with a nicely textured, stippled, molded in FRN handle, a little translucent, a deep carry, kind of gray, PVD-ish kind of clip, a lot like an infidel finish, right? That handle is 4 7/16 inches in length. The pocket clip is deep carry and reversible left to right tip up. It is a button lock automatic with a safety. Thwack, spear point blade, high saber grind, S30V blade steel. Blade length is 3 5/8. The lockup is rock solid, and you can adjust the engagement of the button lock with that faceted stop pin, like a monolock, right? Blade centering is very nice. Let's see, I called it perfect when I made my notes. No issues, everything dialed in. It's like new in the box. These are out of stock right now. Don't know if they're ever coming back. When they were available, they were $165 web retail. This can be yours, even though you can't even buy a new one. Like new in box, $140 like it is. $160 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 4400-1 Casbah. Next up, all right, Protech Strider geeks, it's time to get your groove on. I haven't even seen one of these, and man, what a cool little knife. From Protech, we have a 2301 Protech Knurl, or a Strider PT Auto. Black handle with knurling, blasted blade, and a plain edge. And guys, I'm just going to say, this is some of the coolest milling on an aluminum handle I've ever seen, and absolutely the coolest bead blast I've ever seen. I hope the light is picking up that texture, because it is something else. That is not G10. That is milled aluminum. So cool. Protech just knows how to deal with hard anodized aluminum. Big, long, deep carry clip with a little smooth spot under the clip. It's like they were channeling Nut and Fancy when they programmed their mill. And there is your little blade. 2 3/4, maybe 2 7/8 of California legal auto blade. Or is that right? Maybe, who cares? 3 11/16 inch handle. Look at that bead blast, guys. It almost looks like a gray Cerakote. I love how the etch picked up a little gold cast. 154 cm is your blade steel. So cool. I mean, so cool. I want to just take it home. Why couldn't they have given us a lefty clip mount? Let's see, can I still use it? Oh, you bet I could. Condition on this is like new in the box. They are out of stock at $165, and I think they could have sold 3 times as many as they made. So your price on this one's going to be $165. $165 like new in box, $185 with an ApostleP edge. The Protech Strider 2301 Knurl PT Auto. If that makes any sense. Next up, we got a little diminutive auto knife from a Hogue Knives. And guys, you have to stop. Please, somebody from Hogue, please watch my videos. This is the Hogue 24101-EXLKRLA01 Microswitch. Are you freaking kidding me? It's in your inventory as Hogue, all of that. Guys, come on. Okay, they give us a lot of information on their label, don't they? We have a hard anodized aluminum handle, OD green, with a black backspacer and some coolness going on. We have that rolled over pocket clip that is going to be tip up left or right hand carry. The handle length on the Microswitch is 3 15/16. We got a button lock auto with a safety. We have a little worn cliffish blade. DLC coated. Blade steel CPM 154. It is really nice in the hand. Great jimping. Lockup is rock solid. Action is stunning. It's like the blade just appears. And the blade centering on the Microswitch is down the middle. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were $153 web pricing. This one can be yours. $140 like it is. $160 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the Hogue 24101-EXLKRLA01 Microswitch. Next up, you're not going to believe this. The next knife is a K-bar TDI, and it's hands down, bar none, flat out the coolest knife in the sale. Why? Well, here's why. Uh-oh. Do you see what that says? K-bar USSF. You know what that stands for? Guys, this is the Space Force TDI. The Space Force TDI with the gray molded polymer sheath, reconfigurable clip, the light blue, almost aqua handle scales, and a light gray powder coated blade. The small TDI has a blade length of 2 5/16, a handle of 3 5/16, and it's a little ripper. Oh, yes, it is. Blade steel is Aus 8. It's just cool, man. It's cool. Space Force. Now, you can buy these brand new for $43 plus tax and shipping at your favorite retailer, or just buy this one. Like new in the box. You're buying a Space Force knife, and we all know who started the Space Force. You're buying it from the TheApostleP Knife Sale. All in, shipped, no tax, $40. What's got to be like? You're going to pay $60 for it if you buy one from a retailer. All in. This one, $40. And then $60 if you'd like it with my edge on it. The K-Bar 1480 SF Space Force TDI. Next up, got a little run of Victorinox coming your way. The first one is a Victorinox Spartan with the black plastic covers. 91 millimeter, large size, old school knife. You got your split ring, you got your tweezers, you got your toothpick, you got your corkscrew. You have no straight pin, but you do have a hole for one. You have an awl with sewing on it. You got a main spear. You got a secondary pen. You got the small screwdriver can opener. And you got the large screwdriver wire stripper cap lifter. Classic Victorinox, but in a sort of rarely seen black configuration. I'm going to call it near mint. No box, just because there's just a little storage rub action going on in the black plastic. You could almost call it like new. Online price for these around $30 plus tax and shipping, so you know you're going to pay 40-ish, or just buy this one. $25 shipped priority mail, $50, and I sharpen both blades. That's the Victorinox Spartan. Next up, another Victorinox, and we've got 4 coming up that are all in the gray A-locks. My favorite way to clad a Swiss Army knife. The Farmer is this one, 93 millimeter length. The Farmer gives you the main spear blade, the awl/reamer, small screwdriver can opener, large screwdriver wire stripper cap lifter, and the thing that makes a farmer, the legendary Victorinox saw. Condition on this one is going to be like new, no box. Web pricing for these is $55 plus tax and shipping, so you're going to pay $65 probably for it by the time you get it home. This one, like new, no box, $45 shipped, priority mail, $60, and I sharpen that big old spear point blade. That is the Victorinox Alox Farmer. Next up, this might be, these are so cool, guys. So, back when Victorinox made the old style Soldier, it was what is now the Pioneer, but didn't have the split ring. This is a Pioneer, which gives you big spear, little screwdriver can opener, big screwdriver cap lifter wire stripper, the big awl, and this is a Pioneer X. It's a Pioneer X. So what does a Pioneer X have that a regular Pioneer doesn't? Well, it's got an X. It's got scissors. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So let's see. Pioneer X web price $50 plus tax and shipping at your favorite knife retailer or Amazon. So you're going to have $60 in it by the time it gets home. This one can be yours. $40 shipped, priority mail. $55, I sharpen the main spear blade. That is the Victorinox Pioneer X. What, did you like the Pioneer with scissors? Well, check this out, boys. It's another 93mm Alox Victorinox. This is the Farmer X. So you're going to get main spear, awl, can opener, small screwdriver, cap lifter, big screwdriver, wire stripper, the legendary Victorinox saw, and you're going to get scissors. It's the Farmer X. Condition on this is going to be like new, no box. Web pricing for the Farmer X is $60 plus tax and shipping, so you'll probably pay over $70, I would guess. This one can be yours, shipped, priority mail, no tax. $50, 50, and then $65 if you'd like me to sharpen that main blade. That is the Victorinox Farmer X. And I saved the most classic Alox Victorinox for last. This is the Pioneer. So this is an old Soldier with a split ring, right? Main spear, big awl, small screwdriver can opener, large screwdriver cap lifter, and wire cutter. That's all there is. That's all you need. Probably my favorite Swiss Army knife in the world, the Pioneer. It's like new, no box. Web pricing for these brand new is $45 plus tax and shipping. Your price on this one, $35. $50 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Victorinox Pioneer. Next up, from Tops Knives, we have the Tops MSK Survivor, which stands for Mini Scandi Knife. Pretty cool. Fold over Kydex, beaded chain if you'd like it neck carry. We have a tan epoxy crinkle coat. I'm calling this the Tops Scandi grind because it's actually got a micro bevel on it. Not so micro, actually. Blade steel on the MSK, 1095. Blade length 2 3/4. Handle length 3 5/16. Black canvas micarta with red liners. It's a 3-finger knife with a pinky hanging out off the back. Condition on this one's going to be near mint, no box. Not like you ever get much of a container on a Tops knife. Web price on these brand new is $67, probably plus some postage and some sales tax. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail, $50, all in, $70 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. Pay more for a new one with the crappy edge on it than you will for this one, my edge. That's the Topps MSK Survival. Next up, oh my, oh my, oh my. A Hoosier custom knife maker created this baby. This is the Curtis Knives Warhawk 375 with an M390 blade and a contoured titanium handle, born on March 24th of this very year. All hardware is titanium, signed Dave Curtis. Yes, sirree. Comes in this pouch with a little leather Velcro Curtis Knives tag. And the knife, kind of a beauty. It's a big, long, slender killer is what it is. Handle, beautiful blue anodized milled titanium with a little tumble on it. Titanium pivot, satin titanium clip, titanium gear pattern backspacer. And one thing I noticed, you got to stay back on this knife when you flip it, because the blade likes to death lock a little bit. You got to keep all pressure off the lock bar. A very robust detent. Love that Curtis Maker's Mark. You got a bead blast and then tumbled hollow grind and then a hand rubbed satin set of flats. Warhawk deeply stamped in. Gorgeous spear point blade. 4 inches in length. Nice and thin behind the edge. It is, of course, a ball bearing flipper. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Lockup is rock solid. Nice forward finger choil. And the centering is custom. Not quite perfect, just favoring the lock side ever so slightly. Condition is near mint to like new in pouch. Knife was about $600 brand new. Can be yours $460, then $485 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Curtis Warhawk 375. Next up, one of a rather large contingent of Northwoods knives tonight. Are you kidding me? We have a baggie. We got a knife ship free patch. We got a sticker. Now we got a patch, and then we got a barcode tag. It says this is the Northwoods Indian River Jack number 7 of camel bone. Comes in a beautifully finished leather slip with the Northwoods Maker's Mark embossed into that leather. Guys, this is a beauty. Now, this is not the old Queen Indian River Jack. This is the Great Eastern Cutlery produced Indian River Jack. Take a look at that camel bone. Oh. And kind of a rare move. Most Northwoods knives come with all steel construction. This has nickel silver bolsters and brass liners. The blade, a gorgeous Bill Howard spear. Would you look at that? No heat treat scale on this one. Full flat ground with a gorgeous drawn swedge. 3 3/4 inches, a closed length. Oh. Pull weight about 7.5. Walk and talk are awesome. Centering is very close to perfect, but I think it favors the right slightly. It is like new and baggy with the original goodies. Try buying one of these for under $400. Just try. Good luck. Unless it's tonight. $375 like it is. $395 with an Apostle P edge. This is in your inventory as Northwoods Indian River Jack Camel. Be sure to write Camel because there are 2 of these tonight. One is a different handle material. Next up, we have another one from Northwoods. It comes in a plastic baggie. It has a coin. It has 2 knife ship free stickers. And the knife inside is a Northwoods Delta Jack in red burlap. Comes in the moccasin style slip. Now this is all steel construction, bolsters, end caps, liners, even the Northwoods shield in steel. There is your red burlap. And these are satin finished at Great Eastern Cutlery. It's been carried a little bit. And I forgot to turn the page. Oh, shocking, that never happens. Closed length is 3 3/4. Inside the handle is that gorgeous Wharncliffe blade with heat treat scale, with long pull, with deeply stamped Northwoods maker's mark. Pull weight 7.5. Walk and talk are perfect. Centering is as well. Just take a look at that red burlap. That knife is just begging to be carried in a pocket naked, used the heck out of, and put away after a quick wipe down for about 100 more years. Oh. The Delta Jack in red burlap can be yours for the bargain price of $325, $340 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the Northwoods Delta Jack. Put it in its little moccasin. Next up, we have a rather lengthy run, 10 to be exact, of Great Eastern Cutlery knives. First up, from the Good as Gold Tidioute Cutlery trademark, we got a 782117 78 American Jack in elderberry jigged bone. Here it is. My favorite GEC pattern, the 78. I own 2 of them in clip points. Yep, there you go, boys. I think these are like 3 11/16 inches in closed length. Standard Jack profile, smaller at the pivot end, a little larger at the butt end. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps, brass liners. Spear point blade on this one. Super well done. Pull weight, I'm going to say it's a 7.5 pull. Nice walk and talk. Centering on this one is close to perfect. Might favor the right ever so slightly. Condition is like new in the box. These have been creeping up in the secondary market. Hard to find one under 200 on eBay. This one though can be yours. 180 like it is. 195 with an Apostle P edge. That's the GEC Tidioute number 78 American Jack. Next up, we have a Huckleberry boy's knife from the Tidioute line from Great Eastern Cutlery. This is a number 153216 CL crown lifter in antique yellow jig bone. Now this is not a safe queen, boys. This knife been carried. All steel construction, beautiful antique yellow jig bone. We have a screwdriver and a crown lifter. And then we have a main sheep's foot blade with an easy open notch. Now this has been used. It's been sharpened. The crown lifter etch is barely visible if I can get the light to hit it right. But mechanically, it's like butter. 6.5 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Centering of both implements right down the middle. I'm going to call this one excellent. Excellent in tube, used and sharpened. And the blade's been polished. That's why it's not going to be $300. Because you know what these do if they're safe queens. This one can be yours, $195 like it is. $215 with an Apostle P edge. That's the GEC number 15 crown lifter. Next up, here is another GEC pattern that is creeping up in value. Shocking, I know. From the Northfield unexcelled classic pocket knives line, the original ram foot. Number 933119er ram foot in antique autumn jig bone. Oh, because it is genuine cow bone, we have, no, it's got a ram's head etch, a ram's head shield. Sorry about that. Gorgeous jigging, by the way. The ram foot, the 93, is 3 7/8 inches in closed length. A bit of a sway back, and then you have that ram foot blade. And the etch says original ram foot. If I can get the light to hit right. I like a lot about this new light, but getting etches to show up on shiny blades is not a strong suit. So let's see. This is a beefy pull, guys. I'm saying that's an 8. Gator snap. Nice walk and talk. Centering is close. Conditions going to be near mint in tube. Oh, wait. With button. With button. So let's see. eBay sold listings, guys. Actual transactions for this knife. In this cover. Between $275 and $350. That's insane. How about $185? $185 like it is. $205 with an Apostle P edge. The GEC Northfield number 93 ram foot. Next up, another one from the Tidioute cutlery line of Great Eastern. It's a number 86 oil field jack, model 861219er in natural canvas micarta. This one does come with the oil field jack button. Here's the knife. A beefy standard jack is the 86. A little girthier than the 77 and 78. Kind of a working man's knife. About 3 3/4 inches in closed length. Satin finish on the micarta, the wrench shield, and the bolsters and end caps. Brass liners. You got a main clip point blade. About a 7.5 pull. Full flat ground with a drawn swedge and a nail neck. Walk and talk are perfection. You got a sheep's foot secondary with the Patty's potato peeler etch. Condition on this one is going to be near mint. Near mint in tube with button. A beautiful example. These are trading at a tick over $200. As a matter of course, this one can be yours for $175. Like it is. $205. I sharpened both blades. This is in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 86 oil field jack nat canv. Why do I specify the cover material in the description? Well, because we have 2 of these. The second number 86 oil field jack Tidioute cutlery is in sucker rod wood. There's a cool story behind that, guys. In order to get oil fields primed and pumping, they turned huge long sections of tree into rods, and they, like a butter churn, they rammed them down the hole until they sucked oil up and got the pressure started. When these rods were used up, they just threw them in the woods. And some brilliant person went around, 150 years later and picked them up. So you got this sort of greenish, blackish, oil-saturated wood. Now these generally come, well they always come, with satin finished hardware. Bolsters, end caps, and wrench shields. Somebody lovingly polished this one. And I think it looks awesome. You got a main clip point blade. Full flat ground, drawn swedge, nail nick. About a 7 pull on this one. Secondary sheep's foot, Patty's potato peeler etch. Pattern production premier, Patty would want you to know. Condition on this, near mint in tube. And let's see. How about, what do you think, 225, 230? Nah, $175 like it is, $205, both blades sharpened. That's in your inventory as GEC Tidioute, number 86, Oilfield Jack. Sucker. Next up, we have arrived at the weekly Save Me From Myself moment. We have another one from the Tidioute line, Great Eastern Cutlery. It's a number 831121LB, Tascosa little lockback in Mexican Bocote wood. Comes with button, and it comes with a knife. Look at this thing of beauty. Oh, look at that Bocote. Would ya? Oh, you guys better hurry, or I'm marking it sold and keeping it. Luscious little clip point blade. Oh, just the vaguest hint of vertical play. No side to side. Blade centering down the middle. Condition near mint and tube. A little bit of storage rub on the polished nickel silver. That would take about 30 seconds to fix. These on eBay sold listings between $150 and $225, and the one that sold for $150 looked like kind of a turd. This one can be yours for $150, shipped priority mail, no tax. $165 with an Apostle P edge. That is the GEC Tidioute number 83 Tascosa. Next up, a variant I have never seen from the Northfield Unexcelled Classic Pocket Knives line from Great Eastern. In genuine North American cattle bone, we have a 431118 in antique green jig bone. This is a second. You have the S on the tube cap and an S stamped in the blade. I cannot tell why. That antique green is almost a gray, a black, with just a vague hint of green. I think the camera is doing the color justice. Triple line polished bolsters, bare end, brass lanyard tube. Cut swedge, polished blade, Northfield etch. I don't know. It's got the firmest pull of any 43 I've ever had in my hand. I mean, it's a 6.5, maybe a 7. Blade centering is dead. I mean, I looked it over pretty good, guys. Other than a super tiny sliver of light between back spring and liner, I don't know why it was marked S. Anyway, because it is, you're kind of going to get a deal. These are going for well over $200. This one can be yours for $175. $195 with an Apostle P edge. GEC Northfield number 43 Trapper, second. Next up, we're taking a little break from GEC for a minute. From Maniago, Italy, by way of Sulphur, Oklahoma, we have a Viper Collector Knives Sow Belly Jack. Stag covers, titanium bolsters and end caps. 4 inches of closed length. 7.5 pull, half stop, M390 clip point blade. Look at that thing of beauty. Superb walk and talk. Centering is slightly favoring the right. Condition is near mint with slip, no box. Even a little fire steel loop. Not sure why you'd need that for that knife, but anyway. Your price on this one? $110 like it is. $135 with an Apostle P edge. The Viper / CK Sow Belly Jack. Next up, we have a 40-year-old knife. From Buck, the measure of a knife since 1903. In its original black leather belt sheath. Don't have to think too hard about what that was going to be. It's a buck 110. Folding onter. 1980 to 81 by the Tang stamp. 440C steel. Other than the patina for time and the little rubs from the sheath, and if you look closely, you can see small little marks, little ghost marks from the snaps. There you can see that one just ever so slightly. Other than that, it's like new. It is like butter. There's zero play in any direction. Blade centering a little off. One thing I wanted to tell you about this knife. The grind for the era is quite good. A lot of these, they were barely hollow ground and then they were very convex to the edge. This one is super nice. A superb example, guys. With the sheath. Your price $125 like it is, $145 with an ApostleP edge. That's the buck 110, 1980 to 81. Next up, kind of a unicorn from Northwoods. One of Derek's last gasp efforts at a fixed blade for Northwoods. Made by Bark River. The sheath has a rare earth magnet inside, so if you want a net carry, no way that knife's ever coming out. It will bang your camera, though, if you let it. You can attach a beaded chain, a little bit of cord, however you'd like to do that. This is a skeleton handled knife. Nice little drop point utility. Blade steel is S35VN. Blade length on the Hiawatha, 3 inches. Handle length is 3 9/16. Just buy this, have fun making yourself a cord wrap handle. Like new, no box. Unobtainium. They're sold out, and I couldn't find any sold or for sale on eBay. Somebody gets a deal, I think. $100 like it is, $120 with a convex polished ApostleP edge. That's the Northwoods Hiawatha. Next up, it's time to finish out the GEC run. Whoops, I got a button flying around the table. From the Tidioute cutlery line of traditional style pocket knives, we got a number 19 little rattler, model 190120 in Kingwood. Comes with a button. There might be a knife in there too. Let's see. Yeah, this is, guys, this is some stunning Kingwood. Look at that. Yeah. Polished bolsters and end caps. Little federal shield. Brass pins. Sexy little Warncliffe blade with a little rattler etch. We'll say that's a 6.5 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Dead centering. Excellent to near mint. So it's been carried. The bolsters and end caps have been, you know, knocking around in the pocket a little bit. It looks like it's been polished a little, but still a stunning little pocket knife. In tube with button, $70 like it is, $85 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Tidioute number 19 little rattler. Next up, another beautiful little 5th pocket knife from the Tidioute cutlery line of Great Eastern Cutlery. It's a number 06 Pemberton, model 060119er in muslin micarta. That third digit 0 means that little cutie Coke bottle has a Warncliffe blade. Full flat grind satin finish. Drawn swedge and a nail nick. Bar shield, satin, bolsters and end caps. This one's been carried a little bit. Got a little scuff in that bolster. About a 6.5 pull. Perfect walk and talk. And I think the centering's right down the middle too. We'll call the condition near mint in the tube. Your price, $70 like it is. $85 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 06 Pemberton. Oh no, there's only one more GEC in the sale. And this is it. From 2009, we have a Northfield unexcelled premium pocket knife. Tube label signed by the legendary Christine Tucker. Serial number 21 of how many? I don't know, probably 50. It is a number 61 Congress, model 613409 in genuine stag. And check this out. Back in the day, GEC was still putting stag, or putting shields in stag covers, unless they found a really stunning set of stag. And then they would give you a shield hat pin and leave that stag alone. And that's exactly what we got here. Here you go, guys. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. So the 61 Congress, 3 11/16 inches of closed length. Polished triple line nickel silver bolsters. You have, oh, that's the pile side. So you got a sheep's foot and a sheep's foot. The mark side is etched, etched with the unexcelled logo. And those are a solid 7.5 on half stops. Beautiful walk and talk. And then you've got a pen and another pen. Again, firm pulls. A little bit of blade rub. It is a Congress knife. Condition, I'm going to say, is excellent to near mint with pin. And it seems to me that GEC's Congress knives get no love. Someday these are going to skyrocket, but not yet. So it can be yours for $180. God, look at that stag. $180 like it is, $225 for me to sharpen all four blades. That's in your inventory as GEC Northfield number 61 Congress. Well, that was the last GEC, but not the last GEC, if you know what I mean. We have another Northwoods Indian River Jack GEC version, not the Queen version, in kudu bone number 34 with coin and patch and slip. Check this thing out. I had no idea kudu bone was this beautiful. Would you look at the chatoyancy in that bone? Oh my. I took it out of the slip without reading the label and thought, what is that, some kind of acrylic? Look at that. So a rare Northwoods knife with nickel, silver, and brass hardware and no heat treat scale. No rustic blade. 3 11/16 inches of closed length. The single spear is a 7 pull. Walk and talk are beautiful. Centering is dead. Condition is going to be near mint to like new, in baggy. You're getting a deal. $350. $350 like it is. $370 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as Northwoods Indian River Jack Kudu. Next up. Oh my. Guys, you're going to buy this too cheap for one reason only. It's a Chris Reeve Mundi with birth card, with cleaning cloth, with slip, with warranty card, no box. What we have here is an Mundi in Damascus Chad Nichols stainless raindrop variety, Thuya wood inlay, built November 22nd of 2017. And look at this little stunner. Holy moly. Look at that wood. Never used or carried. Perfect blade centering. And look at that raindrop. Wow. Rock solid lockup. There's your engagement. Free drop and blade. Just a stunner. Now I did find some wood inlaid Damascus Amnundis in stock. No Thuya wood. They are $600 at your favorite web retailer. This one, like new, no box, your price $525 for the Damascus Amnundi. $545 with my edge. Needs no work in the pivot. It is perfect. So $525 like it is, $545 with my edge on the Amnundi Damascus. Next up, from Protech. Somebody's going to get a deal on this one because it's been used and carried. This is the Protech Sprint automatic. This is a California legal automatic knife. Blue hard anodized aluminum handle, deep carry, pocket clip. Blade is like 1 15/16 inches, sub 2 inches, DLC coated. Some wear in the DLC, very slight, but it's there. 154C on blade. Lock up like a bank vault. Action, bang. Centering, perfect. Condition, we're going to say excellent to near mint. No box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were $120 web pricing. This one can be yours, $70, guys. $70 like it is, $90 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Protech Sprint automatic. That brings us to the last knife in the sale. And man, what a honey. We have a big old Essie with no box, but we do have a little baggie full of Essie stuff. Oh, this is in a hybrid Kydex and nylon sheath that you pay like $25 extra to get when you buy one of these. This is the Hungless 2. Oh, look at that. Where do you think that knife might be made? It ain't China, my friends. The Hungless 2, 1095 steel. Looks like 5/32 thick, so not super thick. Actually, a usable stock thickness. That appears to be a tan linen. Is that right? I think. Well, it might be canvas. I don't know. Removable hardware. Oh, what a camping blade extraordinaire. You got 8.5 inches of blade, 6 inches of handle. Oh, 200 thousandths is the stock thickness, so a little over 3/16. It is like new, no box. Web pricing on these is $185 if you get the sheath. This one can be yours, $145, no tax, no shipping, $145 all in. $175 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Essie Hungless 2. That, my friends, brings us to the end of another knife sale. The first knife sale shot at the new knife sale studio. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope it wasn't too much of a mess. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.